مرحبا والسهلا يا شباب. Okay, in the last video we added this navigation graph here. Sorry, I'm a little bit تعبان. أنا تعبان. I'm tired. And now I will explain how we use now the code what we have here in our XML. We'll start with the task all fragment, but before that, let us just quickly task all. Okay, task all. What we have here? We have the fragment defined, and we have two actions in here. One to task detail, one to task edit. Also shown in the, where is it? Task all. As you can see, we have it two arrows, task detail and task edits. Okay. And now I'll show you how to use that. Remember, we named our fragment task all fragment. So first we need to define, we need a variable action, then type task all fragment directions. It will take the ID here and put just directions under it. That's from the library after it. Then we say action. As you can see, we have two action, task edit, task detail, because we defined here task edit. Okay, nice. As you can see, we have underscore task all to task edit. Task all to task edit. As you can see, snake case, and here in Kotlin code we have camel case. But as you might remember, to even get to this to task edit, because we navigate into task edit, where it is, here it is, we need an argument. Otherwise you cannot navigate to it. We have to pass here a task item. Okay, let's say task. Nice. And now we can use the nav controller, find nav controller, the navigation controller, navigate, and we pass in the action. That's it, and we're good to go. And it would be almost the same as here. When we navigate to detail task, we say, well, action equals task all fragment directions task detail, and here we need a long, and we get it from task ID from our parameter. As you can see, nice, very good. So, and find nav control, navigate again, and here we pass again the action. And yes, that's basically it. So here you see the imports, what got imported. Okay, now just go on with task closed. If you want, I mean, it's the same thing in here. Val action. Here we have, let's see it. But instead of edit, we just take closed. Closed. There it is. Task closed fragment directions. It would be now in our case. Task closed fragment directions. We want to edit screen. Where's task edit? Here's task edit. We need to pass in a task item, and you see task item is an camel case. And for the edit screen, here's edit screen. We have task item in snake case. That's the library. Okay, where am I? I am here. Find nav controller, navigate, action. That's good. So now we we can do the same in here. Let me just copy these lines, this line here, so, and say dot to task detail. We need to pass again an ID. I get it from the task, and then just copy this line. Okay, as you can see, pretty easy and straightforward. And now it comes to the open task. Let's come to this. Where should we start? With the edit, of course. Well, again, action. This will be task, open, fragment directions, navigate to task edit. Put in here some task item and task, and then we say again, find nav controller, navigate, and then put the action in here. Very, very nice. Okay. The task detail. Okay. But this logic needs to be adjusted in here. So here we say to task detail. Where is it? Here is it. Task.id. And now for the task, when we click on the screen. Where it is. Okay, task fragment. Go here to the binding. When the user clicks on this plus icon in here, we are now setting it up. Let me just navigate back to it. Let me close everything else, and now we set binding. This is fab button, fab btn. Set the click listener on it. Set on click listener. Okay. Now we define the action. Let's say action equals task open fragment directions action to task create, and that's basically it. And then we say again find nav controller, say navigate, and then put in the action. And okay, this looks very, very good. And now we can continue with the task create fragment in here. So we have the create binding, and yeah, we would just add some constants in here. Let me just create the companion object. When I want to set two constants when the request is successful to create a task, when maybe if it fails because of server error. So let's do const val and say request underscore success. Request was successful. Exclamation mark. Okay, just double line it, and then we do here request failure and say request could not be processed. Okay, this looks good. That looks good. And because we are not inheriting from the task fragment, because as you can see, we have only the view binding fragment, which are we now inheriting. We need to set up a view model for fetching the task, private val view model instance by view by view models, and then of type, let's define the type of the view models, parentheses, import it, and say task view model implementation. Okay. Let me just check. Next thing what we are going to do is to override on view created. Define a new method to observe task create live data, task create live data. Okay, we will create this method in a second, but first let's set up a click listener for create task button. Set on click listener, but I want curly braces. Okay. We will first define a task equals, when we create a task with a method task item, and then we'll say task. If it's not null, let view model create task. And we put the iterator in here. Okay. I think it would be wise to just first create this method, create this function, and we create request. Okay. Can be nullable because it depends on some things. So let's go through it. Because here in the layout, it depends if the user was actually so nice and filled out everything, description, priority, and reminder. Let's do this. Let's get the description. Well, description equals binding. Here we have the create task description input. We want the text, and of course we want to be a string, to string. And now we want to check if is reminder set is reminder set and we say equals binding is create task reminder checkbox is checked. Okay, there it is. As you can see, it's this field here. Okay, it's this field here. Otherwise, it's for the checkbox. It's this field here. And as you can see, also here the IDs gets from snake case to camel case. Okay. Now we need some extra logic, of course. So we have to check if description is empty. Is empty. Then we don't want to send a request. We say show post message. Here we need the context, and we say get string r.string and something. Okay, and something like enter description. And this is the text we were showing. Please enter description. Very nice. And if this is the case, we can return from here and say return null. That's not good. Okay, now we have to get the priority, because as you can see, the priority is a radio button. So priority. Okay, we have the priority. We can assign it in the when block. When curly braces binding low, priority low is checked. Then we say priority dot low. Okay, the same thing we do for medium, and say here medium, and we need of course an else. I hope I noticed somewhere in my neighborhood someone is doing some garden work, so I hope you don't hear it. We say priority high, not low, high. Otherwise the priority is high, and here you can also, if it helps you, you can set we expect a priority. Okay, nice, that's done. And then we say we can, if this is all done, we say return task create request and set all the things in here. Say description is equal to description, comma, then we say the priority is equal to priority. We say is reminder set is equal to is reminder set. And when we create a task, of course, the task is open. So is task open is equals to true. So we don't need a checkbox or something from the user in here. And that's looking good. Very good. And I would say we just have to implement this method. Create function. Continue with that. Yeah. Actually, I could stay there. Doesn't matter. Okay, here we just do some again some observation stuff. So we take again the view model, take the live data, it's a single live data object task, not a list. Say observe, and say view lifecycle owner. What we're going to observe, and here we're using the response. And we need a when block to check if the response is a specific state. Okay, now we check is view state loading. View states loading. Then we just log something. We can say timber.d. Data is loading. Data is loading. Let's do a colon and let's take response and say extract data to see if there's actual data or not. No. Then what we need is again view state, but this time we say view state, not loading. We hope for a success, of course. And this will be 2 lines, so curly braces are needed, not a one-liner. And we say show toast message, require context, request success. Actually, it would have been better if we, okay, no. Actually, we can get rid of this, and this would be better in our let me just see, request, success and failure. We already have it here. Okay. Let's remove these ones. We don't need them. We just say get string r string, and we say okay, that's good. And the thing is, when the user is now on the create task screen and he clicks on create task and it's successful, we first show the success pop-up, a toast message, and then we navigate to the screen he was before on the open task. So we can do this easily with, to come to open task, find nav controller, just pop the backstack. Okay. Now you know why we have the pop-up stack of true here, because we want to come to open tasks. I mean, where it is? Where's create task? Task detail, create task. Here it is. When we go from open task, sorry, I'm a little bit confused, from open task to task detail to create pop inclusive, no, false. But we will come to the open task screen. Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you again. So now we check for failure. Error. Okay. Okay. Now we want to define an error message. And say equals response exception. We want the message. If this is null, otherwise just give us, I don't know, get string, because this can be, yes, this can be nullable, and we want request failure. So, and again, show toast message, require context, and error message. Nice. Okay. No. Now this is done. The create task screen should be done. Let me just check. Yes, it's done. And if an error occurs, we don't want to immediately pop. Maybe it's just a server error. So maybe after 1 or 2 seconds, the user can try again to send it, and maybe it will succeed. That's why I'm not popping here the backstack. And yeah, this video is again almost 24 minutes long, I would say. Let's cut it in here. Write me some nice comments if you liked it. Like and subscribe, you know the drill. See you in the next video. Illa liqa ya shabab.